Good evening, children. I truly hope you are all tucked in bed. I am Dream Dad. See, I'm already getting sleepy. I hope you're sleepy too. Wait, are you telling me you're not sleepy yet? Well, to help with that, I'll tell you a sweet story. A story about the butterfly and the moths. Once upon a time, there was a big round forest. Among the beautiful green canopies, there stood a dried-up hollow tree, and within one of its cavities, a family of moths made their home. Each of them had simple white wings. Each member of the family had their own assigned task that they were required to complete daily. Some cleaned, some gathered food, and there were even those who protected the den, and so on. The vast majority diligently completed their assigned tasks. However, just like anywhere else, there were some lazy ones who preferred others to do their work for them. Of course, in such situations, they always singled out the quietest and most vulnerable, the one who couldn't possibly resist. Among the moths, there was one smaller in stature, with wings that weren't quite the same, yet he was the most skillful and industrious of them all. He was always willing to do tasks for others, often without any coercion. As a result, more and more individuals entrusted him with portions of their work. Because of this, the busy little moth had no rest, day or night. So whenever he attempted to refuse someone, he was horribly threatened. A few took his side, but the majority booed them down as well. Thus the days, weeks, and months went by. The poor little moth was left almost entirely alone, and he just kept working, diligently toiling. But what no one knew was that the fairies of the forest saw everything and had been talking about what was happening. "I feel so sorry for that poor little moth," one remarked. "Just because someone is decent and kind doesn't mean they should be exploited," another added. "You're right about that," the others agreed. "How about we lend him a hand?" the third one queried. Some suggested, "Let's make him big and strong so that he can protect himself." "Okay, but his good qualities should remain," advised the first one. "And for him to truly stand out, his wings should be much larger and far more colorful," someone spoke up from the back. "That's an excellent idea," the others enthusiastically agreed. The fairies immediately began their task. They started to mix the colors, creating more and more beautiful patterns, but none of them truly appealed to them until they finally discovered the perfect one. "This is precisely what we need," they exclaimed almost in unison. When everything was ready, they began the magic. They waited for nightfall, so everyone would be asleep. First, they used their magic to make the little moth's body and wings bigger, then they magically painted the chosen colors onto his wings. It turned out so wonderfully that they simply couldn't get enough of it. After they had finished admiring their beautiful creation, they noticed that all the other unused colors remained. They decided to also decorate the wings of those who had sided with the hard-working moth. So, when the family woke up that morning, not one of them could believe their eyes. Their little servant moth had become a giant, beautiful butterfly. And some of the other smaller moths' wings had become colorful too. The main troublemakers dared not cause trouble again with the butterfly, for his size commanded respect. So everyone went about completing their own designated duties. The butterfly himself didn't quite understand what happened, but he and his friends, the colorful moths, were very happy. Before long, he left his family behind to seek a companion and begin his own independent life. And so, the story ends here. Children, please don't forget to tell your mom and dad to subscribe to the channel, so you definitely won't miss out on next week's tale. Next time I'll tell you stories about fire, about water, and about the rooster. Good night, children.